Welcome everybody to LYN Live, the masterclass. And you know what that stands for, don't you? Live Younger Now. And that is absolutely what we're doing. And tonight is really special. We have Jim Barnett on, and that's why everybody's just packing on right now. I have something that I want to read first. And then we'll bring Jim on because he's got a whole new message for us. So hold on, I've got to do something here. So let me ask you a question. Have you ever looked around a restaurant or even your own dinner table and wondered why, despite all the food, and so many people look tired, inflamed, or just simply unwell? We live in a world of abundance, yet our bodies are starving, not for calories, but for real nutrition, the kind that speaks the language of our cells. Dr. David Sinclair, a Harvard geneticist and one of the world's leading longevity scientists, asked the same question. He spent decades studying aging and how we don't have to. And what he found shocked him. He said, we're overfed, but we're malnourished. We've lost the signals our ancestors' food used to give us. The signals. Our great grandparents ate plants grown in real soil, under real sunlight, that produced powerful molecules, natural messengers that told the body, wake up, repair, stay young. But today, most of our food is processed, packaged, shipped, filled with calories, but starved of communication. Sinclair calls those missing nutrients xenohormetic signals. That's nature's way of saying, protect yourself, live longer. And he reminds us, food isn't just fuel, it's information. It tells the body what to become. Then came somebody you all will recognize, Dr. Barbara O'Neill, a naturopathic educator from Australia who calls nutrition the forgotten foundation of health. She holds up an apple and says, 50 years ago, this was medicine. Today, it's mostly water and sugar. She teaches that modern food has calories, but little life, stripped of minerals, enzymes, and the plant molecules our cells were designed to use. When the cell is starving, she says the body is dying slowly. She calls them zombie cells, half alive, half dead, waiting to be awakened. But her message carries hope. Feed your cells real food, sunlight, clean water, and movement, and they will awaken. Because when the cells come alive, so do we. Another famous name, Dave Asprey, the creator of Bulletproof, was successful on paper. He's known as the biohacker. He invented that word. But inside, he was running on empty, foggy, exhausted, frustrated. One morning, staring at his reflection, he realized he wasn't living, he was merely surviving. That became his turning point. He began experimenting with his own body, tracking, measuring, eating real food grown in real soil. What he discovered shocked him. You can't get all the nutrients you need from food anymore. Our biology evolved from rich soil and pure water, not for what we eat today. When he replenished those missing molecules, his energy came back like switching on a light. His mind sharpened, his body healed, and his mission became clear to help people upgrade their biology through real nutrition. Because as Dave says, we're not sick because we're overeating. We're sick because our cells are starving. And Dr. William Lee, president of the Angiogenesis Foundation, has spent decades proving that food is more than fuel. It's medicine. He's seen patients who eat plenty yet are malnourished at the cellular level. Without the right nutrients, he says, your immune army weakens, your blood vessels falter, your stem cells sleep, and disease finds the opening. Dr. Lee reminds us that lack of nutrition isn't about hunger. It's about missing the molecules of life found in real, colorful food. Nutrition, he says, is the silent voice of your health. Feed it abundance, not deficiency. When was the last time you truly felt alive, not just awake, but radiant, clear, unstoppable? What were you feeding your body then compared to now? If your body could speak, would it whisper, I'm fueled? Or would it cry, I'm just being filled? And what if your fatigue, your fog, your pain isn't from age at all, but from cells that are starving for real nutrition? Why are so many people today overfed, yet malnourished, surrounded by food, yet starving at a cellular level? What happened to our food over the last 50 to 100 years? The soil weakened, the nutrients disappeared, and with them, so did our strength. Four great minds, Sinclair, O'Neill, Asprey, and Lee, all reached the same conclusion. Modern nutrition is broken. So the real question is, what kind of futuristic nutrition can restore what's been lost? Those are the questions the world is finally asking, and the answers are leading us somewhere extraordinary. Because what if the future of health isn't about adding more medicine, but awakening the medicine within us? What if the key isn't a pill or a prescription, but in restoring the communication that our food once had with ourselves? And that's where the next chapter begins. Jim Barnett has worked hand in hand with one of the world's most advanced science teams, driven by one mission: to make healthcare more affordable through futuristic wellness solutions built on futuristic nutrition. Their work bridges ancient wisdom and cutting-edge molecular science, reawakening the very systems of regeneration that God placed within us. Because the next revolution in health won't come from the outside, it will come from the inside. And the solution is here. It becomes one decision to feed your cells the future. So that's what we want to talk about tonight. And Donald has some slides, Jim, that we'd like you to talk about. So please come on, Jim Barnett, the answer to this extremely important question in our health today. Jim?
Thank you very much, Kara, for this, and I appreciate everybody being on. I'm going to start by asking a question, and I'd like at least an answer. Those that know and think about this, maybe you can put it in the chat, and maybe you'll understand the direction that I believe is going to take this company. and make it understandable to the common man from the very start. You know, if I look at what is the biggest thing of the hurdle of anybody understanding how to say this, or what you say to people, or how you understand how to comprehend what you're going to do, or how you're going to approach people, how you're going to approach your family, how are you going to approach the people that you care about, how are you going to approach everyone, not just people with condition or situations, but everyone involved from 2 months old, 1 month old to 105. This subject matter we're going to talk about accomplishes what this mission that we had, where it's helped a tremendous amount of people in 6 years. This is a unique direction in how we help people understand that they only have one body, and that if you take care of it, they can, Mr. C calls it 99 years with no wheelchairs. But there's a directive here that encompasses everyone and not just looking for people with conditions. We're talking about, I want you to finish the phrase for me. An apple a day keeps, yeah.
There we
So
go.
if you see the direction, an apple a day, anybody answers in chat, keeps the what? Keeps the doctor away. Yes? And the reason I asked Mr. C, why did they say that? Why? He said, because the apple used to be, it's the most dense nutrition fruit on the planet. It has all the vitamins, the minerals, the phytonutrients, chromium, magnesium, everything. He said it's the most encompassing vitamin mineral fruit on the planet. And he said the problem is it doesn't contain it like it did before. My question to everyone here tonight is, do you believe that what we eat and drink today is it has the same nutrition value that it had 50 years ago? What do you believe the answer is to that? And what I've started to ask people, and they've said no every single time. So I'd like to get into some of these slides to show you exactly what we're talking about and exactly what we're saying and where the proof is. And by the way, you know, Josh Possick put these slides together, and he said he had a hard time putting them together because nobody's showing this because they really don't have a solution to bring that back. So, Donald, if you'll put up the first slide so we can talk about some of these slides and what they mean.
The next one,
Okay.
the value, that one.
Okay. See, this talks about, it's hard for me to read, but it's talking about vitamin A. Now, guys, I want you to know this. This is from 1975 to 1999, or excuse me, yeah, to 1999. I got a question. What do you think it's done if it's gone down? This vitamin A has gone down in what we eat and drink. In potatoes, 100% down in vitamin A. In vitamin C, it's down over 50% in nutrition value. In iron, it's over 50%. In riboflavin, it's down 40%. In calcium, it's down almost 30%. And I'm going to tell you something, that's in a potato. And that used to be staple food that gave us the nutrition we had in our diet. And what Kare was talking about, we're feeding ourselves, but we're starving to death. And you see it evidence in what's happening with people with conditions. Do you know that 18 to 64 in around the world has at least one chronic illness? I'm going to say that again. And you're seeing this. Why is this? What you're seeing it right here. But guys, this is 1975 to 1999. What has it done in the last 25 years? I would say you're looking at double everything. Loss of 200%. But how do you lose 200%? It's so bad it has nothing but mesh and water in the potato. Vitamin C would be, the loss of vitamin C would not be 50, it would be 100. You want to know what's wrong with our bodies? Iron, 100. Riboflavin, 80% loss of the nutrition value. And this calcium, which is absolutely necessary. You see, it's about 30% loss. Guys, this means 60% loss in calcium. So I ask you, what good is a potato today? What value does it have to feed your body that you can have, you can live a long life and have the body stay protected? Because I have questions here. I have questions. Remember, I told you I was going to question you on everything. We're going to question everything tonight. What life is in the what? It's in the
Blood.
blood. And wait a minute. How do you feed the body to build the blood? Isn't that food? We have to eat so the body builds the blood to protect ourselves and to build our cells and to build our life and help us live a strong, healthy life. So then my question is, and nutrition value in the food is what the body uses. I mean, because when you eat this potato, does the body use it to feed the blood what it needs to build the body with? No. The nutrition is what's necessary from the food, extracted by what the body understands how to use to build the body. And if there's nothing left in the potato, what are we eating? And you wonder why we've got overweight, obesity, tired, depression, everything. Okay, so go to the next slide there, Donald, if you will. This is in the cucumbers, the peppers, and the corn. Okay, well, you can just double everything. We already said calcium in the potato, in these fruit, in this cucumber, in these peppers, in this corn. This is a study from 1975 to 1997. Guys, that means we're at least double everything here. A loss of 50, over 50, 60% of the loss of calcium. In the iron, we're looking at over 70, 75, 80% of the loss to iron. In the vitamin A, absolutely essential stuff that the body can understand to build with, we've lost what? Right now, it says here from that time period through 97, a 20% loss. Guys, 40 to 50% of the vitamin A absolutely necessary is gone. It's gone from this. Okay, then out here, vitamin C, which is, we know how important vitamin C is. Vitamin C is what? 30%, a loss of 60 to 70% of the vitamin C that the body needs to get from the food to build the body strong and last long. Okay, let's go to the next slide. This is the nutrient decline. Guys, these are studies from 1950 to 1999. So we can add another 25% loss to everything here, from the broccoli, the stuff that they tell us you need to eat this and you need to eat fruits and vegetables and stuff. You've heard this and all this. They say that it helps us. Does it? Because it's lost the protein. It's lost 10% of the protein from here. It's lost over 25%, 30% loss of the calcium. I'm talking about in the stuff they tell us to eat every day to help our body stay strong. The phosphorus is gone. It's losing ground. What do you think it's going to do in the next 20 years? Guys, there's going to be no nutrition value left. We're going to be eating water, and some material, maybe fiber. That's it. Iron. You know how important iron is. Ladies out here for sure know how important iron is. Okay, a loss in that time frame of 15% of the iron in what they tell us is a staple to keep your body healthy. That's what's astonishing. So we're talking about what? Now a 20, 25% loss of the iron we need that's essential for the body to build with and stay protected and strong is gone from lettuce. It's gone from tomatoes. It's gone from carrot. These are staples. Broccoli, it's gone. And this one, this vitamin B2, 38% loss. That means, guys, it's at least 70% loss now. Now that we're coming of age here, we've gone further than what this study shows. And vitamin C, here it is. vitamin C that we all know is absolutely vital. That is going to be double what it says here. So we're talking about a loss of 40, 50% of the vitamin C from the foods they tell us to eat to stay healthy. Do you see the problem here? The problem, and that's why, even though you haven't seen these charts, and Josh had to go dig these charts up because nobody's talking about this because they do not have a solution. That's what they don't have. So that's why they don't talk about it, is because what can you do about the loss of this? Because, guys, it's not going to get any better. The depletion of our soils, the depletion of what they're doing. Now they're talking about GMOs. I think 90 something percent of corn is GMO. It's no longer corn.
I
So
love corn. I don't ever eat it anymore because
you you
you
there's
can't
no
get
nutrition. There's no
organic.
nutrition in it. There's absolutely no nutrition in it. So let's start again. My question is, do you believe that the food and what we eat and drink has the same nutrition value that it had 50 years ago? And Kare, you can answer for me. Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely not.
And
So,
you know what I think was really interesting was when they were talking about how the food can't communicate to tell the body what to do. It was
yeah,
the molecules are not able to even talk to us because they talk through the nutrients and the nutrients aren't there.
yes, that's right. They're not there. So then what if I asked you if there was a way you could get that back, like it was 50 years ago? Would you be opposed? Notice my language here. Would you be opposed to watch a short 2-minute video that could show you how you could do and you could have that back in you and your family's life? And you know what I'm getting? No, they would not be opposed. And here's the beauty of that. We help everybody that no matter whether they're going to college, their junior high, the family or the grandparents want to help their children with this, or themselves, or their parents, or their loved ones, or the people they know, get this back in their body so we can change the world. And guess what? The conditions that are out here that this is helping with happen anyway. How do we know that? Because we know, because we've seen. We've seen these things. We've seen what this does for people. What happens a lot of times is people do this and they think, well, what am I supposed to see? And if they don't have any conditions, it takes a while to make this transition that Kare's made. And you know, that people have made that have been on this a long time. And here is the reason why. It's feeding the body the nutrition it needs from what I now understand to be the most condensed. Everybody knows what condensed is. Condensed milk you add water to. Remember the orange juice? A lot of you would understand the frozen orange juice in a can that used to come when I was growing up, and you added water to it, and you made a great big. But boy, that orange juice that they had in concentrate was extremely strong. You could not eat it by itself. Okay, so we're talking about the most condensed nutrition concentrate on the planet from 44 plants and from the Mediterranean mountain ranges that give the nutrition back to the body through what we eat and drink. And let me tell you what the idea is. Kara, do you have a drink with you? Do you have some kind of food near you? Do you show what we're talking about, if you will. If you'll take your spray and spray it inside this drink. Do it where everybody can see this. That's good. Just 2 sprays, all you need. That's all you need is 2, okay, in there. And guess what? The taste does not change. It absorbs through the mouth cells and then into the body. And I asked Mr. C because we saw at the event that some of this is they sprayed it in people's milk. They sprayed it in some people, the little ones Gatorade. This lady put it in her soup. There's only two rules to this If it's too hot to touch and it's too hot for your mouth, it's too hot for the spray because you're going to kill the live plants in it. So you wait until it cools down. Make sure you can eat your food. I spray my fish that I eat with this spray. Okay. And I asked Mr. C, I said, can you do that? He said, yes, you can. He says, you might lose 5% of it doing that if you don't spray it under your tongue. But the novel of what this does, because I said, does it accumulate in the body anyway? He said, the only difference is it might take you 1 day more to get the effect of the nutrition to the blood. I said, wait a minute. This is a novel. Have you ever seen anyone in your life spray one spray on their fish or on their vegetables or their donut that they eat? Because we do this stuff. People do this stuff. We're not the food police. They're going to do what they want to do. But we can at least make that donut nutrition filled at that point. Who's ever heard of a nutrition donut? You see how this changes the entire thing. A piece of pie, I can spray with a spray of this, and I have the most nutritious food in that pie I can find anywhere on the planet. Imagine at Thanksgiving. We've got that coming up. Families get together. You've got the spray, and you spray one spray on your turkey, one spray on your cranberry, one spray on the dressing, and one spray on the mashed potatoes. And I'll guarantee you, you're going to get some notice. And then when they say, what is that? I say, well, let me ask you a question. Do you believe that the food we have on the table, the food that we eat today, has the same nutrition value that it had 50 years ago? And guess what? They they don't, they know that's no one's going to say yes. I've asked like 40 people in the last week. Everyone says no.
Well,
Well,
think about what we've been doing this on our dogs' food,
that's right.
our pets' food,
That's
and
right.
we're seeing amazing results with that. So
Yeah.
we know it works.
We know it works. We already know it. When Mr. C, the head authority, says it might take 1 day more for the body to pick it up, this is the most unique opportunity to make an impact on the world because I don't know about you, but I've never seen anybody spray their coffee, spray their tea,
Or their
spray
donuts.
or their donut or their food or anything else. It's such an attraction getter. So now the little man or woman who doesn't know how to talk this, they're not a naturopath. They're not somebody that's gifted as far as eloquent speech or understanding what this is, or the microcirculation, or the zombie cells, or terms that are difficult for them to grasp and understand. They can spray their food anywhere they go and grab attention. And with that attention comes the entry to the door to make this world understand why this nutritional aspect, this most most concentrated nutrition supplements. Let me get this right because
Nutrition addition.
this is new. This is new to me, but I want to make sure I get this right. It's the most condensed nutrition concentrate on the planet. And you know what that means? That means it's condensed, it's refined, it's a concentrate. And you know what I think whenever you tell me concentrate? I don't need that much, and it's very, very powerful. Then they know why it doesn't take but a few sprays. If I miss that element and say it's just some spray with some plant, you miss the impact of condensed nutrition concentrate. You've missed it because we know that that's true. That condensed and this element of nutrition concentrate, we know that that's powerful stuff. We already know it doesn't take that much. And for the skin, I Revive is it's the most condensed nutrition concentrate for your skin. It's simple, and that's never been seen before by anyone, anywhere. And it's a sunscreen at the same time. So, really, we're talking about nutrition addition to everything you eat and drink that's never been seen before. It's like this. I walk into a room, Everybody's doing this is years ago. And I'm the first one with this gadget to my ear talking to people, but everybody else has a home telephone. It grabs a lot of curiosity, guys. I'm thinking, what is that? I'll tell you another one. Back in 1905, I'm going to give another example. Everybody's on horse and buggy, and this automobile comes riding by that's going 3 times the rate that I can get somewhere, and I'm thinking, what is that? This is why we're going to change the world. No one has seen this. No one knows what it is, but we're fixing to make a very huge impact in the way we see, the way we feel about, and the way that nutrition works in our life. Because now we make it fun, not belaboring, not just about conditions, but a way of life with something unique, something relevant, something hip, slick, and cool, something absolutely nobody's seen. It's a first. And this rocket is fixing to take off. It would be good if you tell everyone you know, being we have this bottle special this week, you've got to hear what's coming. You're going to be shocked. And now we're ramping up this. We're going to have this 2-minute video I'm talking about that talks about in a very concise way how you can get the nutrition of 50 years ago back into your life, back into your food, back into what you drink and eat every day by spraying. Just simple spray does it. And guess what? I believe we absolutely blast off with this message because, like I said, it's relevant. People are not in the dark. You know what they say. You want to make an impact, a huge impact on the world. And I just made 2 examples: the cell phone when it wasn't here, and then the automobile when everybody else was in horse and buggy. And they realized they didn't know they had the problem, but it came to light that they could have a better way to do something. Guys, it's revolutionary. It took this cell phone that I'm talking on right now, took over the world. How many people do you know
And
without a cell
quickly,
phone?
and
I mean,
quickly.
seriously. And how many people on horse and buggy instead of a car? I mean, seriously, it's gone. The horse and buggy has pretty much disappeared completely. So I'm saying this is the same thing in the health and wellness sector. And what I'm saying is that it says, what is the benefit of sprint? Guys, there's no difference in this formula. This is Hercules. Nothing's changed. I asked Mr. C, he said, if you want to do it under your tongue, fine. If you want to do it, and the reason I say do it on your food instead and in your coffee and your tea and what you drink and what you eat, is you will grab people's attention much quicker than doing the spray. Why? Guys, spray has been done. There's been like a blast for your breath. There's been a spray in nutrition before. There's been a spray that you do under your tongue or in your mouth before 15 years ago. Is it as good as this? No, no way, because we know what this is. But nobody has ever done, they've never seen you spray your food. Never. That is a novel like the cell phone would be when no one had one but a home telephone. It will
Let me ask
change the
everybody
world.
that's on here right now, aren't you glad you came? Isn't this revolutionary? Oh my God. Jim Barnett, I love you. He is always coming up with the next best way to introduce this to people.
Mhm.
Always.
That is our mission. And like Kara said, we are in pursuit of more affordable health care, not in so much of medicines, but in the way you of with our wellness solutions using futuristic nutrition. And futuristic means modern technology. It is the most condensed nutrition concentrate on the planet from 44 plants. See, I come up with ideas, but here's the thing. Here's what you have to understand. Some ideas work and some ideas don't. Edison failed 1,000 times before the light bulb that we take for granted was available to the public, and it changed everything. Without it, we would still be doing lamps with gas and we would still be doing candles for light. Guys, that's how significant this change in the health and wellness sector of health, which is usually a wet blanket to the young because they could care less. And I'll give you an analogy. If you were drowning and I threw a stick, you're going down to the bottom, coming up to catch air because you can't swim, and you say, please help. Grab some air and go back and down, hit the bottom and come back. That's how you survive. And you throw a stick in the water, they will grab it because it's an oar where they maybe can paddle themselves a little bit on the bottom to get closer and closer to shore. This is their chance of survival. Everyone will grab that oar that's drowning. But if I'm standing in knee high or waist high water, I'm looking at the oar like, what's that for? I have no need for that at that moment. And then you tell them, you better hold on to that in case the water gets higher. Guys, I don't see the picture because I'm thinking as soon as the water gets higher, maybe I'll need it. But for right now, I don't. Unless I told you that a lot of those oars have gold chips in them, then you will get that oar and you will keep that oar close to you no matter what. Guys, this idea of doing this novel way to approach people and have them get this in their body is gold. It's better than gold because now we can get the nutrition back in their food and what they eat and drink every single day. And guys, I'll tell you something. There is no difference in what you see with these people with problems in their life, these condition, the things that we're seeing that happen for people with this. It's exactly what's happening. The nutrition is being fed to their body through the most condensed nutrition concentrate on the planet. I asked Mr. C if would he do a video with me talking about this nutrition aspect and how important it is. He said it's as important as what. Tell me this: what in a helicopter, if you're going to take off and fly, what's the most important bolt on the helicopter? And then you're going to get it from what Kare said tonight and what we're talking about. He said the one that's missing, because the one that's missing could cost your life. If that helicopter's missing a bolt and it doesn't fly right, this could be tragic. That's why we need to fill in the gaps, not vitamins and minerals. We're talking about the most condensed nutrition concentrate on the planet, studied 50 years through these 44 plants. Go to Google tonight and ask this: what are some parts of the celery plant? Is the celery plant nutritious? And it's going to tell you, yes, it is. Ask if the alfalfa plant is nutrition to the body. And it says yes. Go through all of them and you're going to see these qualities that will help the body. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this thing and make this a revolutionary idea and reach not just the people with situation in their life. Everyone needs nutrition. That's what they tell us. You are what you eat. Wait a minute. You are what you eat. Life is in the blood. The only building blocks of the blood is food, and the nutrition in the food is what is extracted from the food to help the blood for the building blocks of the body. It all fits together, and when you understand what I'm saying, we have gold in the ore. No matter whether you're in waist high water or whether you're in ankle high water, you have no condition, no problems in your life. We need the nutrition back in our food and what we eat and drink like it was 50 years ago. And I believe if we can show people a simple way to do it that's fun, that's different, that's novel, that's unique, that's never been seen before, we can get people attracted just from the I don't know, the way the novel of it, the marvel of it. It's never been done before, guys. Never been done before. So somebody said a nutrition donut. Guys, I'm not kidding. They've never seen this. A nutritional cookie. They've never seen this. Never. But yet, people are going to eat cookies. You know they are. I do.
I
I'm
know.
sure everybody else does,
Chocolate
but
chip cookies.
I can spray it. I can spray a little bit of this. I spray one spray. All I need is one spray. And I have the most condensed nutrition cookie, the most condensed nutrition concentrate on that cookie to give me the nutrition I need in my body.
So should
I,
we still be doing like 4 sprays 3 times a day?
yes, here's the deal. One spray on, here's what I'll say. If you're doing one bottle a month, then it is one spray on your morning coffee or your tea. And make sure, here's the two rules. Here's the two rules. I want to restate what they are. If it's too hot for your mouth or too hot to your touch, you cannot spray it on there that at that moment. But everybody drinks their coffee and it cools down, right? Or their tea. It cools down. When it cools down and you can touch it and it doesn't burn your mouth and you can drink it without, you could drink all of it if you wanted to. That's when you spray the one spray. Then for breakfast, one spray on the spot, one spray on lunch, one spray on dinner. Guys, this is the 4 sprays a day. If you have 2 bottles a month, it's two, 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 two. So one is one, two is two, and three is three. So three on the coffee or whatever, three at breakfast, you can put one on your food and maybe another one on something and maybe one in your drink. So it doesn't matter where. If you're burning 3 bottles, you're the Cares package, right? On 3 bottles. Three, three, and three. So at one, it'd be one, one, one. Your drink in the morning, your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I don't care where you spray it. You can spray it all in your you can spray it in your coffee and what you drink with every meal. Still gonna work.
And you can
It's
still
up to
spray
you
it
where
under your tongue too.
you can. Here's what I'm gonna tell you. There's no difference except for one thing. It isn't novel under your tongue. Guys, that's been done before. They don't know whether you're spraying Banaka Blast for your breath. They don't know whether it's a nutrition spray that they've seen before because they've been out here. Not this, but they've seen it. If you spray it on your food in the restaurant at Thanksgiving, it becomes novel. It becomes where the little man or the little woman that doesn't know how to say this and really can't talk to people and doesn't have a naturopath background and not real eloquent at knowing how to speak, what to speak, and how to speak, they can do this just by spraying it and having people curious. And they say, what is that? And I say, let me ask you a question. Do you believe that the food and what we eat and drink today has the same nutrition value that it did 50 years ago? And you know what the answer is? I mean, to the man, to the woman. No, it doesn't. What if it could? What if it could be that way again? Would you would you be opposed to watching a 2-minute video to show you how that could happen again in your life and the life of your family? And the curiosity of the entire event that happened drives the curiosity of the human mind to find out what is going on. You see the novel. That's what you miss if you spray this under your tongue. You miss the novel. You miss the first. You miss this unique, attractive device that you've never seen before in your life.
Well, I guess
We
we need to go out to dinner more.
have, hey, guys, you wouldn't believe the opportunity I've had to do this. I've had all kinds of I go into hotels a lot because I travel, and I can go in there. I have my drink with me. And the one checking me into the hotel, I spray in front of them and they ask me, are you here on business? Are you here are you here for pleasure? Are you here for vacation? And I say business and I tell them. And then I ask her the question. Let me ask you a question. Once I spray it and she sees me spray it, they got to make sure that they're watching. If they don't ask, I say, I guess I look pretty crazy spraying this in there, don't I? And they ask, no, no, but what is it? This is your opportunity when they say, what is it? I say, let me ask you a question. Do you believe that what we eat and drink has the same nutrition value that it had 50 years ago? The answer is no, every single time. Then I say, would you be opposed to a 2-minute video that would show you how you could put this nutrition and stuff back in what you eat and drink so the body could stay stronger longer, so that you could have your body do what it's designed to do. And you would stop being hungry all the time because you're getting what you need in the food that's no longer there. This kind of information, we will be very shortly coming out with this 2-minute video, guys. So hold on to your seat. Make sure that you have enough iHercules this week. We got a 1 bottle special with the 2X. I can tell you this stuff is going to be in demand, big demand. Once this gets out and once people understand what we're doing, we're going to create a massive movement on this very relevant, interesting, unique, novel idea with this spraying the food and what you drink. And the public is going to go crazy with this because it's unique. It's relevant. It's relevant for the time. People already know the problem is out here. This is the difference in our direction. Guys, let me ask you this. I've asked people, about 10 people this last week, do they know how many microplastics they are exposed to every day, and that the microcirculation is the key to eliminating the microplastics out of their body? Out of 10, how many people do you think know that that's true? I could find no one. They did not know how many pieces. They did not know that the microcirculation could remove it. They did not know that they had the problem. But I can't find anyone out of 40 that does not know that the food and the quality of food with nutrition aspect does not contain what it did 50 years ago. That, you know what they call that? Problem solution. If I have the problem, I am curious and interested in the solution. If I do not have the problem, you have to educate me on why it is there. This is the hurdle. We no longer have that hurdle. We know what this does. You've seen the evidence. The proof, we don't have proof of heaven. We have evidence of proof of heaven. We have evidence of proof of this most condensed nutrition concentrate and how it can change lives. What we have to do is find a unique approach to get the world to do it. And problem and intrigue about the solution is how we do it. Not to educate on why they have a problem and how they can get the problem alleviated. Then they got to discover how much the problem is, how much problem they have with it. They already know it with the questions I'm asking, guys. So that problem solution is already ingrained in their mind and in their soul and what they understand. We give them a solution, they're already interested. Do you see the difference? And we accomplish what we're trying to achieve without trying to pull it. I don't know. Have you ever tried to pull a mule to the water to make it drink? This is an impossible feat. I'm talking about they can be very stubborn. When they pull back, sit down on the hind legs, man, you better have a crane. You're going to need it to pull them to the water. But if you'll do an apple or something in front of them and act like you're going to feed them, they will follow you. They're going to follow you. So problem, solution, not what they don't know is a problem. So it's so simple. Someone just said this so much simpler. Guys, it's going to simplify this. We're going to change the world in a much faster fashion, and it's going to be FUN, functional, unique nutrition. And that's what this is all about. Appreciate everybody's time tonight. Kara, thank you for having me on. This is going to change what we do, and how we impact the world. And I'm going to say this mission statement again. We are in pursuit of more affordable health care for people with this futuristic wellness solutions using this futuristic nutrition idea. That's what this is about here.
Amen. Jim, thank you. This is, I think, the best presentation I've ever heard. This makes so much sense. This is something we can all do now. We don't have to know anything else. We can spray our food and talk to people because everybody knows it's deficient. You know, it was probably 30 years ago. How many people out there remember Popeye? And he used to down a can of spinach. And I remember 30 years ago, they were saying, Well, now it will take 8 cans of spinach to get him what he got out of that 1 can. And that was 30 years ago. And now it's everything. It's not just our spinach, it's everything is so
Now it would take
depleted.
20 cans. You'd have to watch the whole
Oh, yeah.
cartoon just to get to where he's got muscles.
Yeah. It's true. It is true. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for doing this. This is brilliant. Jim does not sleep. He thinks all the time. This is what he does. How do you get this out to people? Because Jim and the other owners of this company are on a mission to change health statistics. And I think this is the answer. I really do. I think this is going to make a really huge difference in our ability to share this. And by the way, if there's anybody on here that's brand new, please go back to the person that shared this with you and tell them, oh my gosh, I watched that. They care about you. They want you to call them. They want you to ask questions. They want you to start using this. Everybody needs it.
I'm going to say this last peak here. Usually by this time, we're through here, and we've did the transition from to make people understand what we're doing in a different direction with your introduction to understand why we're going in this direction. If we hadn't had that, this would be about a 35-minute deal. There's nothing left to say but get it in your body. There's nothing left to say. Do you see that? We shortened it up. We've made it fun. We don't have to make claims. It happens anyway. And guess what? This is the direction that can take us where we need to go. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be quite a ride. It's going to change a lot of lives. And we are going to put this stuff. Guess what? This can create an income for people that will be astonishing, astounding, because everyone can do it with ease. They don't have to learn terms they don't understand. They don't have to educate themselves on how to talk to people. It's a simple thing. I plan on making a video that tells the way to introduce this and then the way to follow up. And I'll just give you an insight. Let's say that I've given this video to Kare, 2-minute video. Now, if I can, I'll show her right there at the Thanksgiving table. And then what I do, call your three-way sponsor, your sponsor, to answer questions. Now they get started. Okay. But if I give it to Kare and I say, I'm going to reach out to you tomorrow to discuss what this is. I'm going to give you this and I'll reach out to you tomorrow. If I reach out to Kare and she doesn't answer my call and I try one more time, maybe because I'm going to be busy with this, guys. I'm telling you, this thing is fixing to get really busy. Okay. When I reach out and the second time she doesn't answer, I text Kare this. Kare, this is Jim. If I don't know you or if you know me, I say, it's me. I say, Kare, I've tried to reach out to you a couple of times, but couldn't reach you on the 2-minute video that we discussed. Where should we go from here? Dot, 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 dot. I got a question. Did I try to sell you anything? Or did you tell me that the nutrition was no longer in the food and you were not opposed to watching a video where you could bring that back? You did the whole thing yourself. So when I ask where should we go from here, I'm asking like the dot, dot, dot means I'm kind of confused here. You told me you would want it back. You said it's missing. You know the problem's there. You know a possible solution. I didn't say you had to do anything. I said, you told me. So I'm asking, where should we go from here? I did that today with a man, but I told him a little bit about this and told him, where should we go from here? He said, I'll call you this afternoon because he's the one that said there was a problem. And he's the one he said that was interested. He wasn't opposed to watching something to bring it back. Guys, this is beautiful stuff and it's simple to do for everybody. So here again, we're through before the hour, which we usually precedent. I'm usually running over, trying to
Yes, you are.
explain everything, there's nothing to explain here. That's why this is simple. Mr. C tells me all the time, they're smart. There's real smart. There's genius smart on top of that. Do you know what's on top of that? I said, no, it's simple. will change the world. And we're about to do it, guys. This is really going to take off and change a whole lot of lives because we're including a huge more demographic with a message that doesn't say it's going to cure stuff. It doesn't say you're not going to die. It says the nutrition's missing and we want it back. And that's what I have to say, Kara. Thank you very much. Thank everybody for being on here. We'll let you get back to your life, but we're
And
fixing to
tell
blast off.
everybody in your downline, everybody that you know about this. Everybody needs to know. Not everybody's on here tonight, so you need to share this. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Thank you, Jim. Oh my gosh, this was wonderful. I appreciate you so much. Blessings,
Appreciate you, Kara. Appreciate
everybody.
everybody.
Blessings. Bye now.